Okay, so I'm live. Hello. Just going to shut off this open tab. That's it. Okay. So, as promised, in other lives that I've done, I said I was going to be doing a free. Well, it's going to start off with 10 weeks, but it will go on. Okay, so free psychic development classes. Okay, and this is week 1. All right. So I was going to go through to see what else I'm going to be doing. Okay, so bear with me a minute. I'm just going to get Facebook up on my phone and no, YouTube up on my phone. Excuse me. So YouTube, let's turn the volume down.
What do y'all do?
And yeah, so that's what I'm gonna do. Okay. So that I can see who's chatting, just in case anyone is up. Obviously in England, there's not going to be anybody up and about. So yeah, that's not good, is it? What time is it now? It's 3:58. 3:58 here. So yeah, I've worked with very strange hours. Very, very strange. So yeah, just forgive me for being crazy about this. Okay, so I can't seem to get up the channel here. Your channel. Oh, there we go. That's better. So I'll be able to see if there's anybody chatting. Okay, perfect. Okay, so the first week is all about protection, okay, which I think is obviously the most important if anybody wants to start developing their psychic abilities. Okay, so lots of people say, I've been psychic all my life. It's like, well, why haven't you developed? If you're not wanting to develop it anymore, oh, it frightens me. Now that's a crazy thing to say. If only they knew. If only they knew. Because it's like having a really fast car and it's really fun, but you don't know how to drive it. So you just look at it, you know. And if you do drive it, it's really dangerous. So it's like, not that, you know, it can be dangerous, but protection is the most important. Once you get your protection up and ready, then all your psychic abilities will just fall into place. It's much better to know what you're doing than to kind of, you know, stumble around. And the thing is, once you're shining your light, other energies will want to see what you're doing. Okay, there was a light side and there was a dark side. Okay, and that's the same with anything in life. There's a light side and dark side. There's nice people, there's not nice people in the world. Excuse that's a moth there flying about. Yeah, so at the end of the day, it's important to, 1, know your spirit guides, 2, you know, protect yourself. So that's what we're going to be doing in this class here. Okay, so hi, kind spirit. Hi, Ali. I received your package today. Thank you so much. I love the bracelet. It fits perfectly. Yay! And the obsidian ball is stunning. Lovely. Always wear your seatbelt. That's true. Okay, that is true. It's psychic divinity. Wear your seatbelt. Okay, think of it like that. I like that. Okay, so before we get into the protection as such, I'm going to go through some of the other lessons that we're going to be doing, or the first, you know, 10 weeks. Okay, so we're going to be doing protection and spirit guides today, meeting your spirit guides, or how to meet your spirit guides. Week 2 will be chakras, chakra balancing, pendulums, you know, using pendulums to find out how your chakras are doing. Week 3 is going to be auras. Okay, we're going to do a little bit of color readings as well with that. Okay, with the auras. Then tarot. Week 4 will be tarot. Okay, tarot. Going to be just going through one of my favourite decks, which will be the tarot pack. It's called the Cosmic Deck with Norbert Loesch. Yeah, that's the best one, I feel, as a starter pack. Then week 5 will be clairvoyance. Week 6 will be mediumship. Week 7 will be tea leaf readings, crystal ball readings. Okay, week 8, structuring of your readings. So if you wanted to go professional, how would you do it? You know, what would you need to do in order to get yourself launched out there? Week 9, psychometry. That's photo readings, jewelry readings. Okay, so I would ask people to send in pictures of your past loved ones to me, and then I will put them up as a screen saver thing, and you will be able to pick up on the personalities. When you look at them, you can feel the personalities of the person. That's psychometry using photos. Week 10 will be channeling and automatic writing. Okay, so this is just some of them that I'm going to be doing. Okay, so you can all follow as you go along. Okay, so here we go. So this is class for beginners, or people that are refreshing themselves with their knowledge, okay, of their own abilities. So like I said, with everything in life, there is the good side and the bad side. Okay, so we can't be frightened of the bad side, and there has to be a bad side, because otherwise we wouldn't know what the positive side is. We wouldn't know. Okay, it's all to do with that balance. Okay, so the secret is to do with words. Now, words have power. Okay, they have meaning. So I know maybe some people that are watching may not necessarily be religious, in which case the Lord's Prayer may not be something that you want to say. But imagine that you were in a situation and, you know, you were frightened. Does that make sense? There was something going on spiritually that was, you know, unexplained, and you were frightened. What's the first thing that you would think about saying? It would be the Lord's Prayer. Okay, whether you believed in it or not, that would be something that you would say. And the reason why it would work is because it is believed to work. Okay, it's a known feeling that is going to work. Another one, so obviously the Lord's Prayer, Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. In kingdom come, it will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us each day our daily bread, and forgive those who have trespassed against us. For thine is the kingdom, the power and the glory, forever and ever. Amen. Sorry, I've got much better. Yeah, so at the end of the day, these kind of sayings, they open up, does that make sense, a normal protection energy. Okay, with that protection, you know, you are then able to be confident. Okay, so another one, if you wanted to, and you can change it around as well. Okay, I invoke the light of the Christ within. I am a clear and perfect channel. Let light be my guide. Now you can change the wording slightly. It doesn't matter. Okay, at the end of the day, it's all to do with wording, giving you a sense of confidence. It's the intention. So like anything with psychic ability, the intention tells you whether or not it's a good thing or a bad thing. Okay, so if you decided that you was going to send out some sort of psychic symbol, and that psychic symbol was about, you know, intending to harm another person or upset another person, you know, and your intentions weren't good, then obviously that energy going out is going to be bad, but it's also going to come back to you threefold. Okay, so whatever you send out comes back threefold. So if you're giving out love and energy and, you know, all of that, all the good things, if you're sending out those, then that is what's going to come back to you. Okay. So what we're needing to do is to get those words in order. One of the other videos I've done here is law of attraction. And with law of attraction, it goes through a lot of the wording that we use in a negative way. So look out for that one. We're creating, I actually did a free class that other people could come in and attend, and we basically made up some spells, and I actually sent them out to people, and I made it into a resin pendant for people. It's just something that they can make into a keyring, or they could make it into, you know, a necklace. Okay, and all those little herbs and everything, they went in, and it was the intention. Intention is the key. Okay, so is a spell dangerous? No. If the intention is pure, if the intention is to do with love, vibration, okay, it's a vibrational energy. Okay, so it's, if you enter a dark room and you turn on a light, it cancels out the darkness. Okay, the darkness cannot stay there. All right, it's just gone. And that's the same concept. If somebody's having an argument, and if you go in with anger, what happens? It escalates. Okay, it's more fire. You're adding more fire to it. If you add love, the element of love is water. If you have love in your heart and you go in, it quenches out the fire. Okay, the thought element, getting somebody to do some deep thinking, that can also escalate the situation, you see. So you have to think about, does that make sense, all those, the kind of elements when you're dealing with anything in a negative format. Okay, so how would you protect yourself? Okay, so protecting yourself. First of all, I would say, get to know your doorkeeper. Okay, spirit guides are important, but your doorkeeper is probably the most important. So a doorkeeper is there to help you to decide who gets near to you and who doesn't. Okay, in the spirit world. All right, so if you have somebody who is in the spirit world and they were very angry and kind of like, you know, bad energy, a bad entity, if you had that and you didn't approach your doorkeeper would probably let that through, and you would end up feeling a bit agitated out of the blue. Don't know why, I just feel agitated. I feel, you know, cross. I feel, you know, I feel sick. You know, all of these feelings would suddenly come to you, and you're like, where did that come from? Why am I feeling like this? And that is because an energy has drawn close to you. Okay, so there's a need just to have one little conversation with your doorkeeper. So we're going to do that now, the first process. Okay, so sit quietly. Okay, take a deep breath in. Breathe out slow and controlled. Breathe in again, deep, deep, deep. And then breathe out slow and controlled. And you'll feel your shoulders start to relax. You'll feel yourself getting into the rhythm, does that make sense, of the breath work? Okay. So now what we're going to do is, if you just close your eyes, and I want you to visualize that there is a particular guide standing next to you. You don't have to know what they look like. You don't have to do any of that. Just feel it and sense it. Okay, so this guide is classed as the doorkeeper. Okay, I want you in your mind to run through a few things. Okay, some of the do's and don'ts, some of the this is okay, but this is not okay. All right, so what would you say to your doorkeeper? I don't want you to disturb me, maybe, in my sleeping hours. You know, I don't want you to to let spirit guides come in or spirit people come in when I'm sleeping. You know, it's got to be a feeling of, you know, this is my space. I'm here living on this earth plane, and I'm a channel between this world and the next. You're a medium between this and the next world. So that doorkeeper, you need to kind of go through, what else would you say? I'm not working 24 hours a day, so I'm not going to be open 24 hours a day. When I first started teaching around 30 odd years ago, what happened was people used to open up and then they used to close. Okay, used to open up their aura, their energy force, the crown chakra, and then they used to close it after working. What's happening now is everybody is in such a positive kind of flow of energy. Everybody's working for the light, okay, and there's no switching on and off anymore. There really isn't. It is just that you're open all the time. But what you do need to think about is the protection, okay? So the doorkeeper has to say, you know, I'm going to protect myself, and I want this protection to be up and running all the time, okay? Perhaps you don't want spirits to just appear to you. Does that make sense? Like in a frightening movie or something. You don't want that. Okay, so if they wish to communicate with you, it should be at the right time. Okay, now sometimes that's not always possible. Sometimes that could be that, you know, the guide, you know, your guides or your loved ones have come through and they've got something very important to say and they're kind of pushing their way through. As long as that's a positive energy, then that's not so bad. Okay, so you need to kind of say, I do not want dark energies coming near me. I do not want you know, poltergeist situations. I do not want this. So just one conversation will give them the do's and don'ts, okay, the rules and regulations, and you can add on to it as well, kind of as you go along. Okay, so yeah, so once you've kind of communicated with your doorkeeper kind of stands back a little bit, and you don't see a lot of them anymore. Okay, you know that they're there, they're doing their job. But you don't necessarily have anything else to do with them. Okay, so then you have your spirit guides. Your spirit guides are around, and you will have more than one. You'll have one main spirit guide who's there from birth. Okay, they're there to protect you. They're there to work with you. Say if you were doing healing, then you would have a healing guide come to help. If you were doing some sort of mathematical equation, then you would have somebody who is very good with maths. Okay, there will be, so if you imagine that anything that you're doing, there is a guide that can come in and help. Okay, now they aren't allowed to help us unless we give them permission. Okay, so it's a good idea to say that it is, you have my permission to help me, okay? And every now and again, you need to kind of say to them, thank you for helping me, okay? And, you know, so it's like you're saying that they already are, or it's already in place, okay? That's important. So you have lots of guides, you have one main spirit guide, and you have one doorkeeper. You also have angels around you as well. Okay, so it's important to say that you can, you know, communicate with the angels. You can have help from the angels. You know, can say lots of people call upon Archangel Michael. Okay, it's the one that people recognize the most. Well, yeah, can Archangel Michael be here, here, and here, and here? Yes, Archangel Michael can be in multiple places. Okay, it's to do with the energy. All right, so a quick way to protect yourself. Okay, so we've contacted the doorkeeper. The doorkeeper knows that we do not want to work with the negative energies. if you didn't set anything and you wanted to go down the dark road, okay, you know, then your doorkeeper will let you. Okay, simple as that. You're down here as like an experiment in life to learn lessons in life. And if you choose to go down that pathway, then they will be there for you, and they will step back. Okay, but obviously it's not most people's, most people wouldn't do that. Okay, so I wanted to show you this little sketch thing so that you can understand a little bit of what happens, okay, and how close spirit get, okay, to you. Okay, so you've got, this is the kind of auric field here. Okay, so imagine this is the auric field, and then imagine that this is something that you can feel, okay? You can feel this energy. So when you rub your hands together like this and you're pulling and tugging back and forth, you can feel that energy pull back and forth, okay? So that is your mental auric field, okay? Then you have one slightly out of there, okay, about this, okay? And then you have one further out. And that's why if you're standing in a supermarket queue and someone's kind of stepped too close to you, you're feeling that vibrational energy because your energy is now merging with the person standing beside you, next to you, at the back of you, okay? And that might not be something that you want to do. There are certain people out there who just do it. So there's lots of different parts of your auric field, okay? So excuse the sketch. Okay, so when we are in touch with those spirit guides, we can do a breathing technique, and that will bring our guides closer and closer and closer to our aura, and we can train ourselves to do that. Okay, we can train this. All right, so that will be, you know, something that we'll be learning as we go along. Okay, so let's do our protection. Okay, so if you was going to go into a psychic circle or development group, you would need to first of all protect yourself. So yes, the person who's running that development group should be the anchor. Okay, it's classed as the anchor. That person who doesn't go into trance. Okay, they don't go into trance. They are there as a route. Okay, they don't do meditation. You know, they might have a quick visualization or anything like that, automatic writing, that sort of thing, but they're not supposed to go into meditation. They're supposed to be there in case anybody in the group feels that they need help, support. Okay, so the anchor, okay, that person usually puts the protection energy up so that when people enter the circle, okay, when they enter the circle, then they're cutting away anything from the auric field that is negative. Okay, so when I used to do development groups, I was doing them in a cafe called the Wallflower Cafe in Herne Bay, and I used to put up what's called like a web, okay, at the door, and I used to have a shop as well. I used to do the same thing in my shop. So as people walked in, okay, to the shop, the energy would it's like a sticky thing. Okay, so they'd walk in and the negativity would stay back. Okay, and when they walked out, that they were cleansed. Does that make sense? It was like a healing, okay, as well. So that's a good thing for the anchor to do. Now, if you are thinking of running a circle or development group, I highly, I'm very happy for you to use any of these techniques and any of this advice. Okay, I think you know, this is partly why I'm doing these free ones, is because I want to help. There needs to be more circles and more development groups, but they need to be good, and they need to have the people that come to the group, their best interests. Okay, all right, that's important. Okay, so yeah, so a quick way of doing this protection. Okay, so we're gonna try this now. All right. So the best thing to do is to light a candle. Okay. So light a candle. Obviously, you can pause this and come back to it whenever you want. Okay. So let's do that now. Let's light a candle for you guys. All right. Okay. So you've lit a candle. All right. So you can close your eyes or you can stare into the candle, whichever you prefer. All right. So once you've taken your deep breaths in, and do that a few times. This is getting rid of the tension in your shoulders. Now I want you to visualize that you're in a bubble. This bubble is like a crystal ball, in the middle of a crystal ball. Imagine yourself there. And imagine that there are, it's like mirrors, okay, all the way around this crystal ball. Imagine these mirrors are facing outwards. Imagine like a glitter ball, okay? Imagine yourself in the middle of a glitter ball. Now love can penetrate through this, this globe, this ball, and you can give love out from this ball. But what can't come in is anything negative. Nothing can happen, okay? So then, just to double up the protection, I want you to think about the happiest moment of your life. Think about those times that just makes your heart sing, that just makes you want to smile, makes you want to kind of stay in that energy of that vision of you know, those happy moments. My happy moment was obviously the birth of my children. Any time that, you know, I was going through that, or the birth of my grandchildren, visualizing that and remembering seeing those little baby toes and fingers, and just, I mean, so that's my go-to, but your go-to could be anything, okay? So when you've got that, is imagine that your heart is filling up, it's pouring this lovely energy, and imagine it's the color green and a bit of pink, okay, green and pink swirling around inside this bubble, okay? And this is all memories and love from the past, okay? So love is the most protection that you're ever going to need. You don't need anything else. Protection is it, okay? So you're safe, you're protected inside your bubble. So this is, it's a simple technique, but it works, okay? So inside the middle of a crystal ball, all right? And you need to be doing this all the time, okay? So, you know, it's important. All right, so that's your protection side of things. The other thing is that a lot of people think that, and this is just my opinion, take it or leave it, entirely up to you. I believe that excessive drinking and drug use, even if it's marijuana, even if, can open up your auric field and can allow negative spirits to come close, because what it's doing is opening the channel up, and you're not able to support it, you're not able to balance it out, you're not able to put up your protection. Your doorkeeper has literally stood back, okay, because you're here, you're there experiencing something, okay? And obviously the excessive use of it, you know, it does things, okay? Now I've seen the negative energies linked with that, okay? So there was a point, or lots of points in my past, where I would have somebody come to me and they were experiencing voices, they was experiencing paranoia, they was experiencing anger, and then sadness, you know, agitation, not understanding why they were feeling all these different emotions, left, right, and center. You know, they had suicidal thought patterns. They had a feeling of not being worthy. So it's like a voice in your head that keeps saying negative things, like, well, they don't really love you anyway. What's the point of this? You know, you can imagine all of these things. Now, this is usually that there is an attachment, okay? And the attachments can come in when you are very sad, okay? Sadness. This is why it is best to do your protection, especially when you're sad, especially when you're low, okay? Either to do with a health matter or emotional or mental health, okay? So what happens is you've kind of opened up too much. Does that make sense? The aura is wide open, and there's like two trapdoors, okay? There's the good side, the not so good side, okay? And what happens is that they can both come in, intermingle, and sometimes you don't know it is. Same thing about using a Ouija board. Using a Ouija board will bring in and open up a link to both sides again, okay? There is no control over it, all right? And so you have to be aware, all right? You have to be aware of it. So if you're doing spiritual work, maybe you need to make a decision. Make a decision about whether or not you want to continue, you know, using excessive amounts of alcohol or excessive amounts of, you know, drug use, okay? A lot of people, I know it's difficult because a lot of people use marijuana for pain relief, and God knows, anybody who knows me knows that I'm in excruciating pain most days, 24/7. So, you know, why don't I use it? The reason why I don't is because I could cause havoc. Okay, if an attachment gets close to me, what happens then? I'm giving it out to others. I can, you know, affect other people with it. So this is why I can't personally do that. I can't be around it. Okay, so what happens if you are having these very negative thoughts or these, you know, these voices? What happens? How do you get rid of them? I'm going to show you. Okay, so you can get this, you can do this yourself, or you can do this for somebody that you love, okay, somebody that may be going through this, okay. So one of those things is they can be, okay, one question is, can you do this if that person doesn't know that you're doing it, okay, or has said no? Okay, they might have said no, but if you contact their higher self, sometimes their higher self is saying, yes, please, I'm being stifled here. I am being squashed. So the higher self might say yes. Okay. And if that is the case, then this is one of the techniques. It's a good idea to do this with children as well. Imagine children going to school and their energy brushes up with another child's energy. That child might be going through awful things at home. They might be experiencing intense sadness or whatever. Okay, so their aura brushes with that other child's aura, and then you wonder why they're agitated, whether they're angry, whether they're excessively naughty or more naughty than they would normally be. This is why it's a good idea to cleanse them as well. Okay, so still with your candle going, okay. It's all about the working with the light. So imagine that there is the angelic light, and that angelic light is coming down from the heavens, and it's coming down onto the crown chakra and down on the person that you are cleansing or clearing, okay, or yourself, could be yourself. This is another good thing to do before you enter a circle, or in order to get protection for a circle. Okay, so you're visualizing that light has come down. You're visualizing that light now swirling around. Okay, I always do it in an anti-clockwise way. I don't know why, but I just do. Don't suppose it matters much. Okay, but visualize the white light spinning around yourself or spinning around the person that you want to help here. Okay, so you're spinning this light around, and that light is getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and it's really circling around the room. Okay, the room that you're in. Okay, and if you need it to be stronger, circle it quicker. Okay, so really intensely circle around. Okay, and what this does is it sucks out anything negative, anything nasty that shouldn't be there. Now that could be depression, that could be you know, a feeling of worthlessness, you know, stuff from childhood, anything like that. You can. Now, once this spins really, really quickly, visualize it going up, 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 and out. Okay, and what that does is it takes it away. The angels then take that away. If it's particularly stubborn, then you may want to join in with the angels. So guardian angel one side, archangel the other, whatever one they choose, or whatever one you're choosing for them. And then ask them with their violet swords to cut down. Okay, cut down either the back. Okay, start at the back and visualize cords. These cords are, every cord is linked to an emotional matter. It's linked with, you know, some sort of trauma that you've gone through in the past. Hi Phil. Hi Katie. Hello. So emotional matter from the past, or something that's happened, even past lives. Okay, we can sometimes bring all those with us. Okay, so imagine that these are all coming in. Okay, they're all coming in for you, and it's like you just want to cut them away. Okay, so and they create this cord. So visualize the violet swords and visualize the angels cutting down and the back. Okay, down, starts at the back of the neck, cut down, visualize it cutting all of those energies and those cords, cutting away all of those. Okay, and I always do it twice, just in case. Just do it twice. Okay, some of them will be stubborn, some of them will be bigger cords than other cords. Okay, so you're cutting down all of those. You're then asking for the angel wings to come around and envelop you, or them in their wings. Visualize each of these wounds that have been cut away. Visualize these all healing. Okay, healing and strengthening. Then you need to think about the front of you. So it's anything to do with everyday things now. So things that are affecting you, people, situations, emotional stuff that is going on. If they've sometimes got cords as well. Okay, and that is, it could be people affecting your life and they've no idea that they're doing it. You know, they're not, you know, they don't know that you're being triggered maybe by what they're saying or doing. Okay, so once again, the angel swords, they come down and they cut all the way down. And again, do it twice, okay, just to make sure. And then the angel wings coming around and healing the wounds, okay. So the angel swords, you only really need to use that periodically, okay, if there are some stubborn energies. Can they reattach? They have been known to, but only because you might not be dealing with what is causing that disruption or what that cord represents, okay. So if that keeps coming up, then it's obviously something you need to kind of go through. I'm going to be going through a lot more about, you know, issues and chakras and things like that in week 2, okay. I'm going to try and do these once a week, but I'm not going to promise, okay. I'm going to try doing it. So if you wanted to follow these, you know, you can do that. Okay, so that's how to cleanse the aura, okay. Protection is the bubble, okay. The bubble, like mirrors facing outwards. What happens is that anything negative coming at you is going back, okay, it's going back. So if someone's doing something negative, it you know, it's back to sender, Okay, you're not doing it, you're not sending it, they're sending it back to themselves. Okay, so, and that's an important thing, mirrors. You can visualize a mirror on your front door, on your windows, visualize them all, okay, and visualize them facing outwards. And that is your then protection. Protection is also really good with crystals. Okay, so here's a few crystals that would be good. So usually any black crystal. Okay, so you've got jet. Now jet is quite light. Okay, it's not really very heavy. It's very strange because it looks as if it should be heavy, but it's not. Okay, so jet, you've got black obsidian. Okay, just the old black obsidian. I've got a black obsidian bracelet, which is really good. Okay, I can't get it off because I've got it all the elastic is all there. Okay, you've got hematite, which is also a very good one. Okay, just hematite. Grey agate would also be a good one. Grey agate. Smoky quartz, also good. Smoky quartz, good for protection. This snakeskin jasper, that is yellowy colour. It's like a pale yellow colour, grey and black. That's snakeskin jasper. I will catch up on the comments in a minute. I'm just going to go through these. It's black kyanite or tourmaline. Okay, I'm not sure if it's kyanite or tourmaline, that one, but yeah, any one of those. Again, dark crystals. Grey tiger's eye. Okay, so you can kind of see the tiger's eye energy in that. Okay, so grey tiger's eye. Fossilized jasper. Fossilized jasper. So again, you know, black agate. Black agate. So those are all good. So placing a dark crystal, black crystal, at doorways, by the windows, okay, will also be good. Okay, if you're having nightmares, then a black crystal, perhaps not under the pillow, that might be a little bit too extreme for you, so you can put it under the bed. Okay, under the bed would be good. Okay, bracelets, so like I said, are also very good because that crystal energy is then touching the skin. So I do make a lot of jewelry and I do use a lot of crystals. Okay, so that is really really powerful. Okay, to do that. I'm going to do another tutorial on the paranormal and clearances. Okay, how to clear a home, how to clear a person, you know, how to cleanse things. Okay, that's important, I believe. Okay, let's go back to some of the questions. So Katie said, would this be like I have a connection to my kids and the fellow animals and land here? I get pains in my heart when they hurt. Yes, definitely. So when my son has a seizure, I got heart attack pains. Yes, it means you're an empath as well. So I bet you there's a past life connection to the land that you are, that you're having this interference with. Okay, that would probably be to do with that. Okay, so what I would probably say is put yourself in that bubble. Okay, and it's not saying that it's going to go away or it's not going to help you. Okay, what it will help you to lessen it. Okay, it will just lessen it a little bit. Okay, so you don't have to go through it completely. All right, so understand the power of your energy. Okay, the power of your energy is so massive. I mean, think about how many souls wanted to be here at this particular turning point in Earth's history. Think about that. And think about the fact that you were chosen. You are here at that time. That is phenomenal, isn't it? Think about that. It's like, wow. So you're here to make a difference. you're here to do something with your energy, whether that's healing, whether that is healing yourself through karma or karmic things. How about onyx? Onyx, perfect. Okay, black onyx. So dark stones, okay, is good for the protection. Okay. Sometimes there is dark energy around objects. You might go to a secondhand shop and you might purchase something like, I don't know, a picture or a mirror or something like that. What happens is there is sometimes residual energy from maybe what has happened in the house that it was in, or what happened in, to that object, okay? So it's a good idea to cleanse that. So again, the white light coming down, spin that energy around, spin it, and take it back up. Ask the angels to cleanse it. Okay, it's as simple as that. It doesn't have to be very, very technical, okay? But it just helps. Yeah, so, okay, so we've done programming the doorkeeper, meeting a doorkeeper, and understanding their role, okay? Understanding that. All right, so, so instead of being scared about your own psychic ability or scared about opening it up, take charge of it and know that, you're such a powerful energy force. Okay, you were chosen to be here right now. Pretty awesome stuff. Okay, so I think I've gone through everything apart from energy vampires. Okay, so do you know what an energy vampire is? Okay, so I'm going to just let you answer that a minute and take a drink. This glass I got from a pub event that we did, and the landlady said, "You can have it. I love the shape of it." So no. Oh, no night, kind spirit. No night, darling. Okay. All right. So an energy vampire is somebody, and we've all been them in the past. Okay, we've all been them. Somebody who is draining you. And that person could be somebody who's going through a trauma. That person could be somebody who just needs your help at this particular time. So they don't have to be a bad person, of course not. This is why I've said to you, you might have been an energy vampire in the past. And that is, due to the fact that you are, you might have gone through something that is stressful, something that is emotional. You might be going through that, okay? And when you are, it's out of balance usually. It's all to do with the balance and the frequency. So if one person is needing more than the other, does that make sense? Then it's depleted. Okay, so that doesn't mean to say that you don't help them. Of course you do. You're a spiritual person. You're not going to switch off and say, "Oh, go away, you energy vampire," unless they are particularly doing it to such a degree that you think, "Oh, I'm just so drained. I cannot do this anymore." Okay, so if you aren't there for them, then they will find someone else, and maybe there's a good reason why they need to find someone else as well to lean on. Okay, there's always a reason. Okay, so don't feel bad. Okay, send with love. Okay, it's all got to be to do with love. Okay, so an energy vampire, if someone's gone through a breakup, a lot of the time they are leaning on their friends, their family. Okay, and they feel better after being in your company, and you tend to feel lower. Does that make sense? Lower vibrational energy. Well, we can change that. Okay, so once you understand your bubble, okay, get inside your bubble, preferably before you get to see that person, before that. Okay, so if you know that they're coming round, okay, to your house for a cup of tea or whatever, and you think, "Oh gosh, I've got to make sure." So bubble up, okay, bubble up that energy and put the mirrors facing out. Okay, That isn't to be nasty to that person, but that person, it's the quickest way that they're going to understand how it makes them feel, okay, to be that draining energy, okay. It's okay, we're all learning lessons as we go along, okay. So an energy vampire, you know, we've all been there, okay, when we've gone through something bad and we want to talk to somebody all the time, and you know, especially if you're a reader, it's like, oh, look into that for me, look into that for me, or you know, I want to meet my other half, I need to, I can't do this anymore on my own. So that kind of constant energy, you know, it gets to you. So that's an energy vampire. Okay, so there's times that you have to realize, do they know they're doing it, and is it deliberate? And if it isn't deliberate, then sometimes it's about making them understand their own power, and they don't need anybody else, they've got their own power. Okay, so joining a circle. What's the difference between a circle and a psychic development group? Well, a circle is something, I joined a circle when I first began my pathway. It was with George Ashman, and he was teaching at Canterbury Spiritualist Church. Okay, and I attended that with my mum, and I didn't know what to expect really. I thought everybody would be sitting cross-legged and you know, chanting or something. That's what I thought. But when I turned up, it was quite interesting. Okay, it was very interesting, and I started receiving actual physical things like astral travel and things like that in the beginning. So it's a bit freaked out when it's in the beginning of your journey. It felt as if my chair legs was going up, but the two front chair legs was going up and tilting. Does that make sense? And that's what it felt like. And when I came around, and that kind of jolted me away again. And when that came around, I spoke to George, and I said, that's what it feels like. He said, your chair legs were on the floor. Okay, but go with it next time. So I did the next time, and I remember coming out of my body and traveling around the cathedral, which was just to the back of us, because Canterbury, obviously, it's a cathedral town. So yeah, I was flying just around the cathedral. So that there are things that happen to you that you think they're wow moments. They are absolutely wow moments. So joining a circle is when you do the same thing each week, and that strengthens your knowledge. Okay, so you know, we would come in, we would grab a glass of water, we would then sit down, and we would do a meditation, and then we'd talk about the meditations. Then after that, you would then stand up and give a message, maybe, and practice your mediumship, which is bringing through past loved ones. And then you would close down the circle, and then you would have a cup of tea, slice of cake. And that would be the same thing. Every single week would be the same thing. But you didn't really do anything else. So with psychic development, you are doing a little bit of everything. So at the beginning of this video, I have gone through a lot of the kind of classes that I'm going to be teaching for you. So that's why I call it psychic development. Okay. So if you have any questions that you want to ask me, please feel free to put them in the chat there. Okay, and I will get back to you as soon as I can. I promise to be more active on my YouTube now. That's one of my promises that I've said I will do, because I want to grow my channel. So if you haven't liked and subscribed, please can you? This would really help me to grow my channel. So thank you in advance. Okay, and if you wanted to share the video on your page, see if anybody else would like to join in. If you're wanting to run a circle, then you can, you know, do this. Okay, you know, use this video if you like. Okay, so let's go with meeting your spirit guide. Okay, So once again, close your eyes. You can do this with music or not. So I'm going to leave, obviously with YouTube, you have to be careful for copyright and music. So I'm going to leave it up to you. You can play some music in the background, soft music, up to you. Okay. So, is that off again? Okay, so close your eyes and sit back in your chair. Okay. Take a deep breath in and sigh out loud. And do this a few times in your own pace. And as you're breathing out, feel yourself breathing out negativity. And when you breathe in that positive energy. Okay. And now I want you to visualize that bubble going on around you. Visualize that bubble. You're inside it. Think about something really happy, really amazing. Makes your heart sing. Think about that now. Let that fill your aura. Let it fill from your heart out into that bubble. You're now protected. So now we need to protect the room. So visualize that white light now coming down into the center of the room that you're in, or the space that you're in, I should say. Okay, and now visualize that white light swirling round, swirling bigger and wider still, wider still. And visualize it now going round the outsides of the room that you're in. And visualize this all being taken up and out. Okay. Anything negative. So this could be arguments, this could be bad feelings, worry, anxiety, stress. All of those energies are now being taken out with that white light. You can ask the angels to stand in each corner. You can bring in those and ask them to shine that beautiful light and that positivity out throughout that room. Okay, so we're going to do a meditation. Okay, so visualize, close your eyes. You're walking along a pathway. It's a beautiful summer's day. To one side of you, there is wildflowers. The other side is long grass. Try to take notice of these flowers for what's around you. Notice that there is wildlife all around you that is not affected by you. It is tame and is curious about you, wanting to get closer, wanting to get to know you and blend with your aura. So think about all those animals coming to see you. As you're walking further on, you can see just into the distance that there is a gated cottage. I want you to go up to the gate. Try and picture what your gate is made of. Is it wood? Is it iron? What is your gate made of? Just mentally Tell yourself that. Notice there are flowers again each side of the pathway that leads up to the door, okay, of your cottage. As you enter the cottage, take notice of the door. What sort of handle is on the door? Was it a big heavy door, or was it a light door? Try and notice little details as you enter this cottage. There's a big armchair facing the fire. And this fire is just comfort, just represents comfort. Okay. So I want you to sit on that sofa there, in that chair, and just stare into the flames for a little while. Okay. So you're going to be asking your spirit guide to come into the room and to either stand behind you with their hands on your shoulders, or they may come and sit in a chair opposite you, beside you, however they feel is needed right now. Take notice, is your spirit guide somebody that you know or have known in a past life, or maybe know in this lifetime? Somebody that's passed away in this lifetime. So, are they tall? Are they male or female looking? What sort of clothes are they wearing? See if you can find out any details about this particular spirit guide who is showing themselves. Now, some people may not see them. That's why they're standing behind them with the armchair. I want you to think about the questions that I'm asking and just allow the first thing that comes to your mind when I ask these questions. What is your guide's name? What is your main guide's name? Are they male or female looking? Do they have a nationality? Are they younger or older than 30? And anything else that you want them to give you information about, you can ask anything. So thank your spirit guide for coming, and promise that you will link up with them again when the time is right. So I now want you to start to wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes, and start to come back to here and now. Excuse me, rocking, the pain's high. Okay. So, welcome back. My advice to you is to get yourself a nice new book, a journal. This is for your spiritual awakening, your journal. Take notice, take notes of the things that you've experienced, the things that you know. From now on, instead of saying, I think, I want you to say, I'm being told. I'm being told, because there's no thinking about it. You know things. You don't know how, you just do. And that's you and your spirit guide. You and your spirit guide work really well together. You just keep trusting and keep going. Start to notice the little things in life that it just makes you feel magical and rewarding. Okay. So I'm going to leave it there. If anybody would like to join a circle, we run a circle on a Monday at the moment. It is on Zoom, so I can send you a link to that. So if you wanted to just contact me and I will tell you the rest of the information. Okay, so it's Monday, 7:30 p.m. UK time, 2:30 p.m. Eastern time, 11:30 a.m. Pacific time. Okay, so contact me if you wanted to do that. If you wanted to have a reading, then you can go to psychically.net. If you wanted to have, just a conversation about this, you can go to the website, psychically.net, and just send me a message. Okay, so Katie, I've never had different voices in my head, only my voice that talks in the third person. Yeah, I have that too. Who is that? Is it my guides or higher self? Mixture of both, probably. So yeah, your guides and your higher self are just probably chatting away together and you're kind of listening to them. Yeah. Okay, so I'm afraid I've got to go because my pain is high at the moment. Darn arthritis. So I love you all, and I'll be coming back on some other time and doing some more tutorials. I've got some more tarot cards that I'd like to do a review on, okay, and go through those, and obviously some more of these. Okay, so this was week 1 and it was protection and spirit guides. Okay, take care and lots of love. Oh, Katie's in Australia. Oh, thank you for joining, Katie. All right, take care. Bye for now.